Shalom, shalom, everybody. I'm Bon Shemayim. Here goes another video. So, today's video, this guy is going to be talking about the Pauper graves that were found. I believe that was in Mississippi or Tennessee. Anyways, I'm going to let him get to it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
There is a hell of a lot of misconceptions out here about these 215 bodies found in the unmarked grave behind the jail in Mississippi. Good God, say that sentence 3 times fast. But we're gonna clear some of them up in today's true crime case of What in the Hickory Dickory Fuckery, because Mississippi, we know you ain't fucking alright. You fucked. Now, the first thing that people need to understand here, these 215 bodies that they've dug up behind this jail, they were not all incarcerated prisoners. This is county land, and you have to understand what a pauper's grave is. Now, majority of the times, most places have these, and in a nutshell, it is called a poor man's grave for a reason. The coroner or somebody notifies the family, they refuse the body, and thus this is where they get buried. Because the state has to pay for it, and they're not shilling out the money. A lot of people are trying to make this a racist issue already, that this is a mass grave of nothing but black folks, and that is just simply not true. There are also white people buried in this gravesite. Now, here's the shittery, the real shittery. What I'm most interested in about this is not necessarily how inhumanely that the bodies were buried. Shallow graves, unmarked gravestones besides a number and a metal pole, and threw in a body bag and threw in a hole. It's the state. I mean, we know they ain't going to do anything humanely when it comes to saving money. While that needs fixed, that ain't my biggest issue. My biggest issue here is the 22 fucking bodies that were buried in this pauper cemetery that nobody knew nothing about. Sus as fuck, right? A lot of these are missing persons, buried in these unidentified graves. There was no documentation of some of these bodies. John Doe's. Now that's suspicious. Now the state is trying to blame the coroner, a communication error, for not notifying the families appropriately. This brings us into 2 specific cases, the case of Dexter Wade and Mario Moore. Now if you don't know, Dexter Wade was killed by a cop. Both were black, I just want to throw that in there before y'all start your shit. Reportedly, supposedly, accidentally, back at the beginning of 2023. The report says that the cop accidentally ran over this man when he ventured out on the interstate in the middle of the night and struck him with his car. Nobody reported to the family. Dexter had identification on his person, a pill bottle and a driver's license. It was buried with him and recovered when they exhumed his body. He also had blunt force head trauma, multiple rib fractures, a pelvic fracture, and an amputated fucking leg. Now the cop's name has been redacted, for now. And the mom of Dexter, she had reported him missing. This is where shit gets interesting. Wouldn't you know that Dexter's mom's brother, Mr. Robinson, Dexter's mom was already suing the same police department that buried Dexter in this pauper's grave for a wrongful death suit of her brother, Mr. Robinson, who also, coincidentally enough, had blunt force trauma, reportedly resisting arrest. The family denies that he was not resisting arrest. The man had just had a stroke, was pulled out of his car because he wasn't moving fast enough, thus resulting in his death, whatever happened after that. I just find it extremely odd that the same family, in an active lawsuit for the wrongful death of her 62-year-old brother, they just accidentally do not see the identification on Dexter? Bullshit. In my personal opinion, and no, I have no evidence to back this up, it smells like Tahomie, like fish eyes. Well, we already in deep shit with this family. Get rid of the Baji. That's homie's personal opinion. But I don't know that, of course. Allegedly. Now, another one of the 22 bodies uncovered that were not reported to anybody, Mr. Mario Moore. He also died in February, right around the time that Dexter died. He also had blunt force trauma, covered in a tarp, threw in a hole. Now, reportedly, they attempted to track his residence. They left a calling card for the family, and that was it. No further efforts were made. This is 2 of the known victims, a 37-year-old and a 40-year-old, both black men, that nobody notified the families about. Mississippi has since put in a 6-page policy. Don't try to cover that ass now. You done caught, bitch. And continues to put entirety of the blame onto the coroner, as they are the ones that should have been responsible for notifying the families. There will be more to come on this story, as they find the identities of the other 20-some bodies. As far as this all being inhumane, I absolutely believe this is ridiculous. There should have already been fucking laws in place for this kind of shit. The graves were so shallow that you could smell it. The only thing these people were put in was body bags and threw in a hole. A shallow hole. The buzzards were flying. That is on video. Now, to make matters even more fucking suspicious about this, Dexter's case in particular, when all the dots got dotted and connected in the past couple weeks, the family was supposed to be there when they exhumed Dexter's body. He was exhumed prior to their arrival. I mean, you can't make this look more suspicious if you tried. He was number 672. The real question here is how many bodies have been in these holes? How many more counties and how many more states have paupers' graves like this? That's the questions people need to be asking. Why are these people not embalmed? You want to know my opinion? And this is not substantiated by anything. This is just an educated hypothesis. What better motherfucking way to get what you need out of a Baji or hide evidence than to throw somebody in a shallow grave in a body bag where it will quickly decompose? And I mean quickly. Organs, if any exist, allegedly, hypothetically, gone just like that. Bruising and tissue injury, gone just like that. This is unacceptable. This is fucking bullshit is what it is. At bare fucking minimum, these bodies need embalmed, a grave marker of some sort, all options exhausted to try to notify family. Not leaving a fucking calling card that could blow away with the fucking wind and that's it. That's dumb as hell. And at bare fucking minimum, a pine fucking box. It is not that fucking hard to be a decent fucking human. Unless you're trying to cover up being a murderous piece of shit. Allegedly. Of course. Stay glued to this one because this shit's gonna get fucking interesting. Cops in Mississippi, you better run. Run.